All right, Ellery, can you tell me about your Genius Hour project, everything from creating your idea to the actual project you implemented?
My project was about cancer and how you can cure cancer through support. Um, so me and my partner started off by talking about what we had in common and like what we both wanted to do when we grow up, just to build upon questions and ideas we had about a topic. And then we narrowed it down from like medical related topics to like cancer, because we both had a grandma die of cancer when we were younger. And then from that,
Miss Bonner, Mrs. Nelson to the office, please. Mrs. Bonner and Mrs. Nelson to the office.
from there we asked questions about the topic just to figure out where we were going with the topic, because we had to, narrow it down because it was so broad. And then we talked about how we had both had grandmas and who died, and then we didn't understand what was going on, and it was like a big confusing mess. And we wanted to help people who'd been in a similar situation, help kids specifically. And then from there, we just kind of built upon that idea of helping kids understand and how they can help cancer, people who, cancer survivors and those who have it at the time, And then we just like took off from there. It was like we figured out who we could target, like what audience, and we talked to our mentor about it, and she gave us tons of, we went into the research stage and we talked to our mentor and we got online, and so we got some basic knowledge about what cancer was and how it works, and so we could understand it enough to convey the information to kids. And then Laura Hansfield, our mentor, told us a lot about what really helped her when she had cancer, because she had breast cancer, and she told us about what support really made her feel better and what helped her through the process. And so that really helped us, because she mentioned a lot about her kids really helping her through the process and how her kids' friends helped them through it, because obviously it was a very traumatic experience for them to go through their mother having cancer and that deal. So she explained to us a lot about different techniques that she really appreciated, and how people talked to her, and just lending her a hand when she wasn't feeling too well. And so we took all the information she gave us, and we kept it in a Google Doc online, and because we had all different interviews with her. So we had all that information, and then the knowledge we gained from the research online, and then from there we built a presentation to give to a third grade class about ways to support people who have cancer or did have cancer. And then we also explained to them what cancer was and how it works, because we didn't understand that when we were kids. So where do you want me to go from there?
Good.
Good. Okay.
What, if anything, do you know now that you didn't know before because of inquiry?
Definitely I learned a lot about cancer. Just the basic knowledge of what it is, how it works, which is difficult considering all the medical terms, all the, smart, I don't know, the information online was, it was clear, but it was difficult to understand. You really had to dig deeper into it and research terms, and it was building upon that understanding gradually. But then I also learned a lot about teaching and conveying information to kids in a way that wouldn't scar them for life, or cause them to cry, or it was rough. But, teaching, it was a really difficult thing, because we had to take our presentation and, take what we learned about cancer that was so difficult and complicated, and try and simplify it in a way that the kids would understand, and then they would also grasp in a way that was not so negative. Mm-hmm. So, and then the whole process taught me a lot about time management and focus, and just being trying to be productive.
Mm-hmm.
So
the second half of that question, you kind of touched on that a little bit. It says, what, if anything, can you do now that you couldn't do before
couldn't do
this
before.
experiences?
I think that, like, I wasn't very good at talking in front of an audience. Like, that always made me really nervous. And then we had, what's his name, Kidwell? Kidwell came in and talked to us about public speaking. And he definitely helped a lot. Like, I was super nervous about the TED Talk thing when you talked about it at the beginning of the project, and I, like, freaked out, and I had no clue what to do, and I was super nervous, and it was really scary. But after we practiced in front of him a bunch of times, it got a lot easier, and now that we've gone to so many places and talked about the project, it's just gotten a lot better than what it was at first, because I was just so scared. So I feel like I can definitely talk in front of a group or in front of, like, a larger amount of people a lot better than I could before. And I can use my resources better. Like, we use a lot of technology in the project, and I know that I can definitely use what I've been given on technology rather than using just like a paper and pencil. Like, I've got like Google Drive, and I've got, like, I had the wiki during the project, and I don't know, like, it just helped me a lot, because now, in being in high school, it's definitely really helped me sort out my information for homework and assignments, and so technology was a great thing that I think I definitely use.
So would you say you grew a comfort with technology because of this experience?
Yeah, because
you're not
before,
hesitant to go and use technology in
no,
your
no,
current
like
learning process?
I think that technology is a great thing to implement in learning, like in a classroom. Like, a lot of teachers, they so even in high school, like, a lot of our assignments are on Google Classroom, which is fine, but then there's the teachers that do a lot of things on pencil and paper, and they don't like to bother with the technology, which I can respect if they don't personally like technology, or it's just difficult for them to use. But, like, I do think that technology is a great tool, and that I would say that I feel comfortable using it, and it really has helped me. So, yeah, I do feel comfortable.